Well, hello, class. Welcome to Biblical Foundations. I'm your humble instructor, Dr. Peter Brown, and I also double as the academic dean of CDU. I see a couple of familiar faces and names, and another name that I've heard of but I've never had in class before. So I'm looking forward to having you all in this course. It's going to be a great course. It's going to be a very exciting course. We get to take a sort of a bird's eye and to some extent even a worm's eye view of the interpretive tradition dealing with the Bible. That is, by the way, after we sort of start out with Dei Verbum, which is kind of the bird's eye view of the whole thing, the kind of synthesis, which really, in which the church really tried to put together the best of the ancient and the modern. And now we're in this situation where we're trying to sort of put that into effect. But before we really understand that, we have to figure out what the ancient and the modern really were. So we're going to take a look at the church fathers, the medievals, how they read the Bible, how they tried to make sense of it, what were some of the interpretive problems that they had, how did they try to overcome these. Then we're going to look at the advent of modern approaches to the Bible, which really had their roots in antiquity, but really sort of took root at the time of the Renaissance and the Reformation. And then all of this sort of led to the various Enlightenment, and we could even talk today about post-Enlightenment approaches to the Bible and the attempt to be more scientific and more systematic in terms of making sense of the sacred text. So we're going to learn how all that came about and how to make sense of it, and we're going to have a great time doing that. Not to brag or anything, but students tell me that this is one of the best courses, if not the best courses they've ever taken at CDU. There's a lot of new material in this course that is not really covered in other courses. You probably get a little smattering of it in the Christology course, but by and large, this is going to be stuff that some of you have not yet been exposed to. And I will forewarn you, it is intended to stretch you a little bit. It's intended to kind of introduce you to some ideas and aporia, as we say in the field. It's sort of difficulties and that which you're not familiar with, and kind of invite you into the discussion to wrestle with these together. All, of course, in a spirit of fidelity, but nevertheless dealing with sort of hard questions with dealing with the Bible, as you might say. So I look forward to getting to know all of you. I traditionally, and this is especially true now, this is a smaller group. I would love to have some live discussion sessions if you guys would be interested in doing that. I could easily arrange to maybe do sometime week, an hour or so a week doing that. That would be great. Right now I'm in Arlington, Virginia. I'm in my office, which is in the Arlington Chancery. It is a comfortable, it feels like it's kind of low 70s outside now. I'm married. I have a wife. Her name is Liz. She works here in Virginia also, and we have a little dog named Tucker, who's a Jack Russell Terrier, who's getting up there, but is still with us and still full of energy. So at any rate, I look forward to hearing about all of you, where you come from, what you're doing. I've met a couple of you before. I've met Raymond before. I think I've had Deacon Gary Schmidt. I've certainly heard of George Munoz. So, and there's one other person. Who was that? That was, yes, Denise. And Denise rings a bell also. I think I have heard of Denise or had her in a course before. I can't quite remember, but I think I know Denise also. So at any rate, I look forward to getting to know all of you, and why don't you tell me a little bit about yourselves, and so we can get discussing here. If you want, feel free to post a video introduction, do something a little different. So at any rate, good to see you, and excited about the course we're going to have together, and I'll I'll say goodbye for now.